welcome to EDC Glue and Gears. Today we have TD11 from Wurkkos, their first tactical flashlight in flat style. So let's quickly unbox this and see what we get. So before we unbox, let's take a quick look on what we get on the box. So this can produce up to 3000 lumens of max brightness. It has a beam distance of 320 meters. This can run for 48 hours 23 minutes on moonlight mode, which is 10 lumens, and it's 116 grams. So you have the chart. So it can start from 10 lumens, which is your moonlight mode, and go up to 3000 lumens. The strobe, SOS and beacon also uses the 3000 lumens of max brightness, and along with that you have the side light or the floodlight. So you have this side light which can be used as floodlights, and there are some cool RGB modes. So let's quickly unbox this and see what other similarities what we get with this flat style Wurkkos HD01 Pro. Alright, so it is pretty similar unboxing experience. You have the instruction. So this is your tactical switch, your touch switch, your mode switch, you have your charging port. That's all. So let's remove this. Let's see what we have. So we have the manual. Let's keep it aside. Then you get a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, Wurkkos standard lanyard. Going back, we have the tactical flashlight. Ooh, that's nice. That's really nice. So let's keep it aside. Let's take a quick look in the user manual, and I will highly recommend that once you get your flashlight, just read your user manual at least once. So we have all the details here. There's something which I wanted to show you guys, and that is here. So as I mentioned, that the side light does produce the floodlight, and it has also some cool RGB modes, so it will give you this indication. So the first screen, which is the standard screen, where you can get on top left corner is your battery percentage, on top right corner is the runtime. So this will dynamically change depending on what mode you are in and what intensity or brightness you are in. So if you are on 3000 lumens, it will give you the immediate runtime, right? So the second one is when you have your color mode or solid color, which Wurkkos does have. So it will give you shades. So ST stands for shade. So there are a lot of shades which you can get, you can tune into, and you can use that particular shade to use as a beacon also. And then you have certain animations, so that will be called as DDM or dynamic display mode. So you can go from 1 to 9, I believe. So then you have the UI. So I'll show you all of them, and probably I'll add a annotation or a small screenshot so that you can take a quick look. But I'll still highly recommend that you take a look once you start using it. Alright, so here is the Wurkkos TD11, and it feels really premium in hand. So you have the deep carry clip. This is not a two-way clip, but it's pretty good. It's pretty stiff, so it's going to be very useful. Then you have the OLED display. You have 3 modes, which is your tactical mode, lockout mode, and your outdoor mode. Then you have 2 buttons. So this button is 2-stage, so half press and then full press, and then they call this touch button, but this is actually a button. You can hear it click, and these 2 buttons are metal. If I feel them, and yeah, it's cold, so these 2 buttons are metal. You have a pair of SFT25R, which are very throwy LEDs, very power efficient, and it produces a very tight hotspot. And then you have the smooth reflector, though they are not very deep, but I think they are going to produce a really nice beam. So I'll add a beam shot pattern also, beam pattern, and then those reflectors and the images are protected by anti-reflective reflecting coating glass. Then you have the side light. It has its own protector, metal protector. It seems that you can remove this, but unless it is required or you need to service, I don't see any reason to open this. Then you have the diffuser. Looks pretty substantial, pretty solid. It's not going to break easily. It's protected by this particular metal grill, and I think this is going to create a nice diffused light for the side lights. All right, so let's see side by side with the HD01 Pro. This is the first flat style flashlight I had from Wurkkos, and I'm pretty happy because this is a kind of a multi-tool which, if you have one and it gets all the jobs done. You have side light, then you have multiple RGB lights, then you have single spot emitter with a smooth reflector, so it comes with an HM emitter. I'm not familiar with all the details of this particular emitter, but it's pretty good. Then you have a UV, and then you have the laser. Similarly, there are certain inspiration which Wurkkos has taken from making this particular flat style flashlight, and then they have this amazing tactical flashlight. So if you noticed, it's not flat top, so there's a curve to it, there's a slant to it, and if you hold your tactical flashlight like this, your thumb rests very well, very naturally on these two buttons. So let's move to tactical mode, and the moment you half press this, you can see it starts on 10 lumen and your battery is at 97%. Then your runtime is 46 hours 56 minutes, which is pretty good for 10 lumens. And then you have the emitters, you can see, and if you full press, I think it blasts 3000 lumens. Yes, so full press, you get 3000 lumens, you can see here, right? So one more thing which I wanted to show you is the small dot which you see on top, right? This is a proximity sensor. So let me quickly demonstrate that. So right now, consider that I blast the 3000 lumens and I bring my hand. You can see it gives you that small animation stating that your light is able to detect some sort of surface, and it reduces the brightness from 3000 lumens to 55 lumens. So this is a very good thing what they have incorporated. So for sure, if this is not locked in your pouch, in your pocket, and accidentally you turn it on, it's not going to burn your pocket or your pouch. So that's a very good thing what they have done. And as this is a tactical style, so probably you are searching something in 3000 lumens and then you want to see some documents or you want to inspect something up close, you don't need that 3000 lumens, right? You can see it's blowing all the details out because you are up close and it is blinding you probably. So the moment it comes in contact or very close proximity of any surface, it reduces the brightness to 55 lumens. So let me demo that one more time. So 3000 lumen, I bring my hand, immediately detects, it gives you that animation, and it shows that it has reduced to 55 lumen. And one thing which I was talking about, that the OLED is dynamic, it updates all the information very quickly. So let me blast it in 3000 lumens. So you can see immediately it updated the lumen count, and it's dropping right now because the head is getting slightly on the hot side, and you can see the time, see it got updated. So let me redo it. So it says 5 minutes, probably 6 minutes. The moment I introduce my hand, it detects, it drops the lumen to 55 lumens, and immediately the time also got updated to 12 hours 25 minutes, which is pretty good. I'm really impressed with that. Okay, so the button half press, you get 10 lumen, full press, you get 3000 lumens blast. And for the touch button, if you press, you get the strobe, and it starts at, okay, oh, the strobe also has this proximity, so you can see it is reduced. So let me do it. 3000 lumens strobe. The moment you get something up close, it reduces to 55 lumens, and it does show you in the animation. That's pretty neat. Okay, moving on to the lockout mode. The main button won't do anything. It will just show you that it is locked. It's not going to do half press, and full press gives you this icon which states that okay, your flashlight is locked. But if you have this particular touch button pressed, it will work as a moonlight mode, so 10 lumens. Now moving on to the outdoor mode, half press will power it on, gives you the Wurkkos logo, starts at 42 lumens. I'm not sure if, yeah, it should start from 10 lumens. Press and hold, it increases the brightness. So there's a stepless ramping. So my hand got closed, that's the reason it dropped to 55 lumens, and you can see it has reduced the brightness of the OLED screen also, which is nice. So one click off, one click on, it goes directly to 3000 lumens because it has memory. So press and hold, it reduces, it is ramping down the brightness. I think it will blink when it goes down. Try, no. So I think for the maximum brightness, it gives you a blink to make you understand that you have yes. For 3000 lumens, it gives you a visual indicator that it has reached the maximum brightness, which is pretty good. So from off, double click, directly goes to turbo. So if I switch it on, double click, directly goes to turbo, double click, goes back to 10 lumens or the minimum brightness. 1, 2, 3, it starts the strobe. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So if you click twice, then it will go to beacon mode. Sorry, this is SOS, and this is using the 3000 lumens, and you can see it is dropping because the head is getting hot. So it detected my hand, so it dropped the brightness to 55 lumen. 1, 2. So it's not going to increase the brightness for beacon. So let me switch it off. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it has increased the brightness of the beacon mode, but each blink is reducing the brightness, probably because of the head is already hot. Okay, that's nice. So switch it off. One click turns on your floodlight, which starts from 3 lumens and goes up to 3500 lumens. Sorry, 3500. Sorry, 350 lumens. My bad. Yes. So the maximum brightness is 350 lumens. See, it's pretty diffused and it's pretty bright. It's really, really bright for the floodlight. So click, one click, turns on. It does have memory, so I switched it off when it was on maximum brightness, and it does remember that. So press and hold, reduces the brightness. It is also smooth ramping. Double click, goes to turbo, triple click, starts your strobe, double click, this is your SOS, double click, this is your beacon, and as I was on the maximum brightness, so it is using the SOS and your beacon at that particular lumen. So switch it off. Okay, one click, it goes back to the previous known brightness. One click, switch it off. Press and hold. Okay. Double press, so it starts your color mode, solid color mode, and that's where you can see ST. This was shade tone, I believe it's called. Yes, it's called shade tone. So if we press and hold, you can see it is changing the number and the color. Let's see when it goes back to 1. So it has 700 plus different shades. So if I press and hold, it changes the color. That's pretty nice. So consider that we want red, so probably pink. Let's put some other color which is not blowing the details away. So blue, red. Okay, so one thing which I noticed, that if you're pressing and see right now it's going the negative shades, and if I stop and then do it one more time, it starts going to the positive colors. So you can change the direction if you quickly stop and then press and hold again. So press and hold, so it's going to the positive number. If I press and hold, it reduces the number, right? So you can use this as your blinker or your beacon, 1 2. So that same solid color starts blinking. And then we have this DDM or dynamic display mode. So this gives you multiple modes. So right now we are on the beacon mode. Double click, goes to the mode 2, which is your police colors, red and blue. Double click, goes to mode 3, which is your rainbow color. It scrolls through all the different RGB colors. Okay. Double press, goes to mode 4. This is kind of a raindrop. Each drop is changing color. Double click, number 4. So I think this is a breathing color. Yeah, it's just changing the color also. Double click, goes to the next mode. This also, okay, this is breathing. That was static and it was changing color. This is breathing. So each time it breathes on and off, it changes to the next color. Double click, 7th mode. This is another animation. That's pretty nice. Double click, number 8. So this is another animation. This reminds me of a series called Knight Rider, and that car had a red stripe like this. Double click. Nice. Double click, goes back to 1, which is the solid color beacon. So 1 click, we'll go back to the solid color. 1 click, switch it off. Alright, so it's very nice what they have done, and I really like how it holds in your hand and how it fits in your hand. So these grooves fits your fingers really well, and then your thumb naturally rests on these two buttons really well. So for the size comparison, you can see the HD01 Pro and the TD11 is slightly longer in terms of the height, and in terms of thickness, the HD01 Pro is slightly curved, so it feels slightly thick on in your hand, where your TD11 is pretty flat on top and bottom, so it doesn't feel that thick. You can see, right? And in terms of the side light, the length of the side light is pretty same. I think it's slightly longer in TD11. So I really like this one. So in terms of coming from HD1 Pro, I am super impressed with TD11. So let's go outside and see how it does in the dark, and let's capture some beam shot. All right, so today we have Wurkkos TD11. This is Wurkkos brand new tactical flashlight. So this is something pretty new for them. They have done a flat style tactical flashlight. So it has two buttons. So this one has 2 stages, and this one is single stage, which, and you can see the thumb rests very well on this. So if I press halfway, it powers on and it gets on moonlight mode. And if I full press, it goes to turbo. And in tactical mode, if I press this button, uh, it directly goes to strobe. So let's put it on test. So this is the moonlight mode. I don't think the camera is able to pick it up, but I can show you it's on. So now I'll go full blast. So this is 3000 lumen, and this comes with 2 SFTR SFT 25R emitters with smooth reflectors. So it creates a nice hot spot, and you have a really nice throw. You can see. So let me get the strobe. Now if I have to come here, let me show you. So we have the tactical mode and then we have the outdoor mode. So I'm switching to outdoor mode. So half press will power on, you can see it's on, and on the beautiful OLED display it is showing 10 lumens. So if I press and hold, it cycles through the brightness and it is ramping up. So that blink shows that we have reached the highest brightness now, and you can see that the flashlight is getting warm, and that's the reason the electronics is dialing down the brightness significantly faster so that it doesn't uh, have any issues with the electronics. So double press goes back to moonlight, double press goes back to turbo. So let's hold this turbo for a while. So let's see how it looks. And I can see the turbo is dropping down, or the rather the brightness is dropping down. It has already gone down to 1500 lumen and it is still going down. And finally it has reached 670 lumens and it has stabilized there. So I think they have some sort of fail mechanism where it will lower the lumens to 670 lumens so that it doesn't burn the emitter or the driver. So let me switch it off, give it a couple of seconds. The head did get warm, and it's not very warm. It's warm to the touch. So back to turbo. Let me take a quick walk. Let me hold it up so that you can see. It is dropping down. I can see on the OLED screen, along with that I can see the brightness has gone down again and it settled on 670 lumens. So this is TD11. So just for fun, I got the HD01 Pro from Wurkkos. So I just wanted to do a side-by-side comparison on how it looks. So the Wurkkos the Wurkkos HD01 Pro has an HM emitter, and the other one is a UV. And this comes, the TD11 comes with two SFT 25R. So let's do it. So on my left, we have the uh, Wurkkos HD01 Pro. Let me cycle to the maximum brightness. So this is maximum brightness. On my left, this is the HD01. And on my right is the Wurkkos TD11. So you can see it's hell and heaven. The HD01 produces around 1200 lumens of max brightness with one emitter, where the on the other hand, which is on my right hand side, this is TD11. It has two SFT 25R with smooth reflector. It produces 3000 lumens of max brightness. So I'm just keeping it side by side. I just want to see how they settle with the lumens. So TD11 has already settled down to 670 lumens, and I'm not sure about the lumen count on the HD01 Pro, but I see a little bit of drop in the maximum brightness. So let's switch it off, both of them. Give it 5 seconds to cool down, and then we can blast it in full brightness one more time. So this is okay. Low, medium, high, double tap on TD. So yes, you can see side by side. So this is HD01 Pro and this is TD11, the brand new Wurkkos tactical flat style flashlight. All right, so here we have the TD11. So let's get back inside. All right, so you saw the beam shot outdoor, and I'm impressed how nice this particular SFT25R does with the light. The only thing which I noticed that if you are taking it out of your pocket and the body is not hot or it's pretty cold, then the 3000 lumens will give you at least 15-20 seconds, and then it will start dropping. But the moment the body is slightly on the hot or warm side, the drop is very significant. So I can show you. Right now it is slightly on the warm side. Let's go to tactical. So right now the body is slightly on hot side, so you can see it is sustaining that 3000, but the moment it gets slightly okay, so right now it's warm, slightly warm, yeah, and you can see it starts dropping the brightness, and it is pretty dynamic with the lumens and your count, because this is doing exactly the same. There's no delay, so the brightness has actually reduced. I can see, but the camera is blowing out the detail, but I can see the brightness has dipped, and you can see 670 lumens is something where it will go and stabilize. Probably that's how the electronics has been set up on this, that it doesn't fry. So to ensure the driver and the board doesn't get fried, it will have a limit of time. After that, it will significantly drop its brightness to 670 lumens, and it will stay there for a very long time. So the sweet spot is that 670 lumens, and probably that's something which this board and the driver can sustain for a very long time. So I'm very happy and impressed with this TD11, and I really hope this will have that kind of sustained quality for a very long time, because rest of the flashlight which I have from Wurkkos, they are extremely well built and they can take a lot of beating, and this is no exception. I can really feel that this is going to stay there for a very long time. The body is built like a tank. The only thing is, I'm not sure if this particular screen is going to get damaged, because I already see a small nick, and I think there's a protective film on this, but this is not a glass, this is probably a plastic layer. So that's the only thing which I'm worried that it might get damaged. Otherwise, everything is really well built. You can see this head, which is granulated head, and it can do some damage if you do have to use this for your protection. All right, so let me know if you have any question related to this before you buy. I will definitely help you out. I'm still using this, and I'm trying to figure out, still learning a lot of things, like how long the battery is going to last, how hot it gets. I still have to check all those things. So let me know if you have any question. I will definitely help you out with those answers. If you have any suggestion, if you have any opinion, please leave a comment. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. And for more content like this, you can subscribe to the channel. There are a lot of good flashlight I'm yet to review. So stay tuned. You have a great day. Thank you.